Hey, this is Response to Mutant, and I wanted to talk about the midterms. I am not happy with the results of the midterms. You know, these fuckers getting elected, things are only going to get worse. But, that being said, I have to say that the Democrats and Obama were not doing such a great job, and I'll tell you why I feel that way. Back in 2008, I'm a dual citizen, so I was able to vote. I'm a dual citizen of Canada and the U.S. I live in Canada, but my parents were from the U.S., so I was able to vote via absentee ballot. And, you know, I was pissed about all the things the Bush administration had done, and, you know, Barack Obama on the campaign trail made it seem like he was going to undo all that damage. But one thing made me worried. He and McCain both agreed to give the telecom companies, to give immunity to those telecom companies who had aided the Bush administration in spying on Americans, wiretapping without a warrant. And I thought, why the fuck is Barack Obama taking this position? That made me worried, and that made me think, are he and McCain really all that different? In the end, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought, yes, you know, I can probably trust Obama to do what's right. I'm going to vote for him. So I voted for him. And, I'll put a thing down in what I've come to learn is called the doobly-doo. To a segment that aired on The Daily Show back in the summer, and you can watch that to see what I'm talking about. But bottom line is, the Obama administration still holding terror suspects and not giving indefinitely, not giving them trials, and you know they're being tortured and whatever else. Still, I'm sure. It's still doing the rendition thing, which is horrible. Obama was the guy, you know, in 2008, McCain and Palin were all like, drill, baby, drill. We need oil. Fuck the environment. And Obama was taking the opposite position, which is one of the reasons I voted for him. When he gets into office, what does he do? He says, offshore drilling, we need more of that. And at the time I was like, what the fuck? Really? Really, Barack? Offshore drilling? No, that's the wrong thing to do. And then the BP oil spill happened. As if. So, yeah. In addition to that, to those things, the Republicans were being terribly obstructionist, and there was no compromising with those people. That much I will agree with you on, Mutant, because it's just, that's the way it is. There's no denying it. However, the Dems were given a mandate. Bush, in 2004, claimed he had a mandate, when in reality, you know, he didn't. He squeaked out a win. Obama and the Democrats got a landslide victory. And that meant they had a mandate. People wanted them to change things. They wanted a lot of change. And they haven't seen a lot of it in the 2 years since. They've seen health care reform, finally, after a long, drawn-out fight over it. And they've seen most of the troops finally pulled out of Iraq, and that's it. And the fact is, they had the votes to do more than they did. And if they wanted to just fucking ram legislation through over, with the Republicans kicking and screaming all the way, they could have done it. If the Republicans wanted to, and I kind of admire Obama on one thing where he tried to compromise with the other party instead of just, not listening to them at all, which is what his predecessor did. He didn't give a shit what Democrats wanted to do, or didn't give a shit about their opinions. But after the healthcare thing, Obama should have realized there is no reasoning with these people. And he should have just, gone the reconciliation route, which, as I recall, is what he did with healthcare finally. He should have done that with everything. He and his party should have just fucking rammed the correct legislation, the good legislation through. They should have got rid of the Bush tax cuts. They should have got the troops out of Iraq a lot sooner. They should have, if they were actually committed to it, they should have put an end to the fucking indefinite detainment of terror suspects with no trial, and they should have put an end to rendition, and so on and so forth. But they didn't. And all the people who voted for Obama in 2000, well, a whole lot of them anyway, and all the people who voted for the Democrats, a significant percentage of them, feel betrayed and let down. And they didn't want to go to the polls this year because they don't want to vote for the lesser of two evils. I don't want to vote for the lesser of two evils. So that is why I believe things turned out the way they did. Because on the other side you have all these crazy people, or all these gullible people who buy into what the GOP and the Tea Party are telling them, or you have these people who are like rabid, die-hard supporters of the Republican Party and conservatism, and will always vote for the candidate on that side no matter what, without listening to him or her, and without considering how sane they are in their stances. Whereas people on the left, I believe, they don't have a greater percentage of them think, and a greater percentage of them do not possess that sort of blind loyalty, and saying to those people, you gotta vote Democrat this time, otherwise people even worse are going to get into office. Saying that to them is going to make them say, but I'm still going to be voting for somebody who's going to do bad things, or who's going to not even bother trying to do good things. I don't want to vote for the lesser evil. If you give me a choice between evil and more evil, I'm going to abstain. That's how I feel. And personally, I don't believe that. I don't think I could have voted anyway, because my vote, I would be able to vote for Congress people or senators in New Jersey, and I don't think there was a race there. I could be wrong, but I don't think there was. But even if I could have voted, I wouldn't have, because I feel frustrated and disappointed and betrayed, and I feel like I would be voting for the lesser of two evils. And if you give me a choice between evil and more evil, I'm just going to throw up my hands and say, fuck both candidates. I'm not going to give my support to either one, and I'm going to abstain. So that's how I feel about it, and I'm not happy. I'm not any more happy than you are about the way things turned out. but I wanted to make this response to hopefully give you an idea of why things turned out the way they did. And I don't feel that that my inaction is to blame for anything, or the inaction of me or people like me. I don't think that that's to blame for anything bad that happens down the road. I feel that the people who really bear the responsibility for the bad shit that's going to go down are the people who took action by voting for these jerk-offs and these bastards in the Tea Party and in the Republican Party, who have proven themselves to be, well, like I said, bastards. And so that's it. That's my opinion. Bye for now.